You know what baffles me? The thing about the spiritual community is the fact that they preach so heavy about, oh, how they manifested moving to a different state. Oh, they manifested moving from America because it's so toxic. Uh, it's just, I find it funny because if your manifestations were that powerful, you could have manifested heaven exactly where you are. But for the mere fact that you had to manifest a place that has been told to you is safe and beautiful and free from any type of toxic nature, kind of proves to me that the type of your manifestations are not as powerful as you say they are. Um, like I said, a lot of times these spiritualists and people who try to be these woke activists, things, this, that, and the third, they try to do that stuff in another country or state that they're not even from. Like, you couldn't do that shit in your own hometown. And another thing that gets me is, like, people always talk about, oh, yeah, rappers never go to their hometown because as soon as they go back to their hometown, they get killed. Well, no shit, Sherlock. The reason they don't go back to the hometown is because they talk so much shit about it in their raps. Like, yeah, that place is cruddy, disgusting, slimy. Every nigga from that city is dirty, horrible, rancid. And you wonder why you have beef in your own city, because you're talking shit about it. You talk shit about your own hood. And like I said, you have all this money, you have all this influence, and yet none of your blocks are built up. None of your cities are the next Dubai. Like, what are you putting the money towards? You're putting the money towards perpetuating a system, a lifestyle. Like I said, this video probably only ever gonna get like 5 views. So like I said, I might as well talk my shit. So like I said, these spiritualists and in these spiritual communities, they always talking about some, oh yes, we need to farm and grow foods and this, that, and the third. You're trying to push a lavish lifestyle when I actually work with real farmers, like people who be really growing shit. Like, the shit that they do is nowhere next to what y'all are bringing up. Because like I said, it's not logical. Like, y'all are talking about all these fruits and vegetables that we could grow, this, that, and the third. But half of the shit that y'all are wanting to grow cannot grow in the areas that y'all are in. Like, a lot of times spiritualists, they don't know how to balance their spiritual side with logic. Like, you have to make sure that you can bring this into reality. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can't just you can't think of some random mineral, say Hojabalubajila, and then make the shit appear. Like, be logical. There's already a set periodic table. Not to say that you can't build that element, but that element is all the elements that exist, they're already here. Like I said, that's not to say that maybe that element exists somewhere on an offshore planet, but like I said, for now you're on Earth and we already have the element, the periodic table listed. You're not going to find any other herb on this earth or any other element on this earth. We already have them here. Let's use logic. Like I said, not to say that even with the person who created the periodic table was using logic. Like I said, everything in this world is already created, even if it's not in a created form, in a tangible form. Everything is already created. Yeah, like I said, we gotta normalize, like, figuring out why it is we need to do things. Another thing, like, a lot of people like to travel. Like, what is so bad about making the place that you live in now paradise? And that's because a lot of people are lazy. Let's just call it like it is. You're either lazy, you're a narcissist, or you're trying to push a image or a lifestyle. Like I said, if you were traveling because, oh, I care about this community and I love seeing these tourists thrive, you would go to the most grimiest, shittiest place at that country or that state, and you would stay there. You wouldn't stay at the luxury places. You would stay at the places that are grimy, nasty, horrible, and turn them bitches into paradise. Because that's what a true motherfucking alchemist does. And a lot of you motherfuckers aren't real alchemists. Y'all are pretenders. Let's get that shit straight. You could always tell the real from the fake. And like I said, a lot of people are just faking an image. You are dying to look an image instead of becoming the living image. That's the thing. That's the difference. And in this life, like I said, me personally, I'm all about turning anything into paradise. Where I am is paradise. I don't give a fuck if I'm in the dirtiest of dirtiest places. I'm going to figure out a way to make that bitch paradise because I'm a real motherfucking alchemist. And like I said, a lot of you motherfuckers don't know how to actualize your mind. You don't know how to transcend your physical reality. And that's all I got to say. Like I said, this is just a little rant I wanted to go on. I had all these thoughts just overthinking. And like I said, I need to put them into a tangible form and let other people know. Like I said, just do not, if you have a spiritual person that had to move to another location just to live a lavish lifestyle or take on the problems of a place that they just moved to, they're not real alchemists. Stick with a real alchemist that can stay in their hometown and change it into something beautiful. They can turn that bitch into the new Dubai. Fuck going to Dubai. I can make this bitch Dubai. We have technology at the disposal of our hands. We can easily make anywhere we are paradise. And that's all I got to say. If you resonate with what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe, all that, and I'll see you in the next video.